Well, happy Monday, everybody. How are you? It is a fantastic day in Las Vegas. I was talking to an agent who joined my open house yesterday, and she said that we are going to have some 100-degree weather here soon again. I didn't realize that. So, wow. I think Wednesday and Thursday, she said. I thought we were done with that. But anyway, can't complain. We live in a fantastic climate, fantastic clean city. I'm from the East Coast, and the East Coast is old. It's older, most of it. I mean, not all of it, excuse me, but the major cities are. And they're not as pretty as Las Vegas, I have to tell you. So, anyway, happy for everybody to be here today. Yeah, that market, it's a slowing down. We're really only doing about 78 sales a day. And last year we were doing almost twice that. So I know that there's a lot of realtors out there that have to be financially hurting, if you will, because you get used to that, business model that you think is going to last forever. And then all of a sudden we get punched in the face a little bit like we did the past couple months with the market shifting. But, the market always does shift. In any event, we have 37% of our active homes. And the active homes, everybody, in single family homes is 7,618. Wow. Now, think about that. That's available here in Las Vegas in the zip codes, not counting Pahrump, not counting Boulder City, not counting Mesquite, just in the greater Las Vegas Valley and Henderson. So, North Las Vegas included, of course. And that's a lot of homes. That's a lot of homes. That's a lot of homeowners. A lot of homeowners out there waiting to get their houses sold. And we're only selling, 78 a day at the run rate. Sorry, at the run rate of August, which was 89 a day. That gives us 108 days of inventory. Wow, that's 3 months. Excuse me for just a second. Water break. Water break. Thank you. Anyway, 108 days of inventory. And hopefully by the end of this week, we can say that September did 89 a day. But we'll see. We're at 78 now. And of course, the end of the month is always, the bigger percentage close. And the end of the month happens to be on Friday. Friday is the 30th. So it might, some of those closings you might not register till Monday. So I probably won't update the September figures till then. We're still at the run rate of 450 medium priced home. And that market is about 37% of the active homes. And we just listed 29 homes 450 and under over the weekend. And we've, for a total of 94 homes we listed this weekend. And the $1 million homes, we have 957 of our 9,683 homes. And that's about 10% of the market, pretty much that has stabilized this year. Now we were selling five homes a day in that $1 million mark. Now we're down to about 4.78. So it is slowing down a tad, just a tad though. So those $1 million agents are still getting the income that they were getting, even throughout last year. Look at last year, 2021, the average daily sales was 4.5. And we're a little bit above that this year at 4.78. So we'll see what happens. Everybody just, it's like we're on a roller coaster. And that's life. Life's a roller coaster. That's what Steve Martin says. Anyway, the investors are still out there buying the homes. They're buying 35 and 34 a day. Went down a little bit, but not much. That's 30% of our market. In any event, we don't know what's going to happen in the next couple months. Hopefully, some of the buyers will get off the fence. Hopefully, the sellers will start offering a $10,000 buy down, especially in the meat of the market, to buy down the interest rate because they have equity. You still have equity. Remember that. Remember our chart. People that bought homes at the end of December in 2021, they were paying about $365,000 to $400,000 median price for their home. So when you look at those, all those homes that are on the market in that 450 and under price range, they have equity. So they can perhaps give $10,000 away to the buyer so that we can keep the momentum or increase the momentum, I should say, of our market. That is the MLS stats for the day. We'll carefully watch it throughout the week and see how September ends up. And do you believe we're going into the fourth quarter of 2022? And hopefully you have adjusted your business plan, and that means you've adjusted your marketing. When the market slows down, you've got to increase your marketing. Hopefully you have looked at your financial leg of your business and you have adjusted it for the new norm, which is not as many sales. Statistics right here show you that we're 50%. So what you should do is put your income at 50% and see how that's going to play out for the last quarter. And then, your customer service. And here we get back into putting out pop buys, putting out letters with items of value in them, sending out postcards, calling people, making phone calls. You should be making 20 phone calls a day to your past clients and finding out how they're doing, if they want an updated CMA, if there's anything that you can do to help them. It's all about that, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. So let's move on here. I have a dentist appointment, so I'm leaving here in just a couple minutes, but I want to just talk a little bit about the information I've been putting up there about open houses. And here is my instructions for Instagram Reels to do a hyperlapse video. And I kind of am stepping in to do an open house for John and his buyer's assistant, Nassim. And I decided that, well, why don't we give the agents something that they can do with our open house that will help them and will help us too. So I created a how-to list. So when agents come to the open house, I give them the instructions so that they can do a 30-second to a 90-second hyperlapse video. And they're really fun. They're really fun. I have to give a shout out to Linda Eden. She did one, and she is really, really good. So look out for her a hyperlapse reel of this open house. So that draws attention to you, not just for buyers, but for sellers as well. Like, oh my gosh, look what Linda Eden's doing for her open house, for her listings, if you will. And it's going to attract attention. Now, Jason Pantana says that a lot of these will eventually go viral, if you get really good at them. And it takes a couple times. I think Linda and I did like maybe 5 takes of this. But for 90 seconds a piece, that was nothing. And she's going to work with it a little bit before she actually, I think you can save it as a draft. And then what you do is you come back and you put captions on it once you see it. So you want to say, fantastic kitchen or whatever you want to say. You always want to also, a tip here, you always want to put the location on that it's in Las Vegas. And you always want to tell them how to contact you. And that's all on the text, and you want to do it vertical. Now, speaking of vertical, what I think I have this for you today. Let's see if it showed up. Maybe not. Thought I had it. Here it is. So speaking of vertical, let me hide the hyperlapse instructions. By the way, I posted the hyperlapse instructions for Instagram Reels in the group, so you can have a step-by-step way to do it. And it's almost perfect, not quite, but it's a couple tips here. You have to do vertical, and these are the aspect ratios for Facebook and Instagram. And when you go to in the group, I gave you the links to these locations here so that you can get the full chart of the video requirements of apps. Anyway, 9:16, the ratio 9:16 is the best. And of course, you can see why. 4:5, not so good. 1:1, really not good at all. So anyway, I'm giving you that information so that you can start. You've got to start doing videos, everybody. People are doing open houses. And when you do the open house, just like yesterday and Saturday was really a better day. Yesterday, I think everybody was watching the Raiders and or enjoying their Sunday, going to church, things like that. But here's some tips. So when you when you have your open house, make sure you have enough signs. We used to say have 8 or 9 signs out there so people can come from different directions. And then make sure if you have, like we had a guard gated community and we set up a rapport. I visited the guard gate several times before the open house to kind of make sure that, you know, everybody was on the same page as me and what we were going to do and how we were going to do it. And so they were just delighted to understand, because I guess a lot of times they just get caught unaware of what's going on. So they were really appreciative that I took the time to meet them and to introduce myself and tell them what we were doing, and also that we were probably going to be doing an open house, you know, almost weekly. And what I'm going to do now this week is go by and get them a little gift, maybe some little baskets from one of the title companies, and give them, there's 2 or 3 of them, and give them each a little gift so that they will be very appreciative of us and understand that we value what they do. They're very pleasant then. They're very helpful. So that's just a little tip for the guard if you have a guard gate. Then, you know, you want to, when people come in, there's Brian Buffini, he role plays doing an open house. And he's always saying, you know, hi, how are you? Do you mind signing in? My seller would like that for security reasons. Okay. And then that takes you off the hook, because really, you know, when you go into these houses, in today's world, you have to be concerned about security. And then you give them the flyer and you say, why don't you walk around and I'll catch up with you. And in the meantime, if nobody else is coming in at that particular time, you can text them to the phone number that they gave you and say, hi, how's it going? And guess what? If they gave you a bogus phone number, they're not going to respond. And when you catch up with them, you say, oh, I texted you. Did you get it? Well, oh, I must have taken your number down wrong. Could you give it to me again? So you can figure out, you know, how you're going to say those things when that happens. Anyway, so then when they're done touring the home, you can say, well, what did you like about the home? What really stood out about our open house here? And then what didn't you like? And then, by the way, do you have a realtor that you're working with? And now they're going to say yes or no. And if it's yes, that's great. You know, here, please give them the brochure and if to contact me if you're interested in more questions about the home or even making an offer. Let your realtor know. And so you have to be realtor friendly. But if they don't have a realtor, then you want to say, well, do you have a lender? Is it cash or charge? And can I help you with that? If you're interested in this home or maybe other homes I can show you. And then what you do is you have a list of other homes, the client brochure printout of some other homes, and you give that to them that they might be interested in. And then, of course, you always follow up with them. And just a tip, like I give the hyperlapse instructions. So what you can do when realtors come in is, you know, say, do you want to walk with them, or do you want to do a 60-second, 90-second hyperlapse to put on your Instagram reels? And here's how you do it. And so once you know how to do it, like I figured out how to do it, and then I showed Linda how to do it yesterday, and voila, you know, now she's got something that draws her attention. So she got something out of the open house for her own personal marketing tips and tricks that she's going to do in the future. And I'm there to help her. So once you get comfortable with it, then you can say, oh, you know, do you take the realtor aside or say it in front of the clients? Would you like to do a hyperlapse of the, or would you like to do a video, we'll say, of the home? And then, you know, you have it to refer back to, and then let the client maybe go walk through the home, and then you and the agent do the hyperlapse Instagram reel. And again, you save it as a draft, and then you can alter it and then publish it. Anyway, just a little tip. I've got to run to the dentist. I will see you all soon, and you have a wonderful day. It's another day in paradise.